All right, ready to dive into the millionaire mindset.
I'm all set.
So we keep hearing about it, right? Like, is there really a way of thinking that leads to financial success?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Well, for this deep dive, we found this awesome Spanish video presentation. It's called Los Secretos de la Mente Millonaria, which translates to The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Catchy title. Where'd you find it?
It's from a YouTube channel called Menos a Más con M.
Okay, and what's the presentation like?
The presenter is super engaging, and he explains everything in simple terms using everyday examples. It's not all financial jargon, which is nice.
That sounds promising. So what did you find most interesting?
Well, right off the bat, it talks about this mindset shift.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that, like how wealthy people think differently.
Exactly. They have this I create my life mentality. It's like they're in the driver's seat, taking control and seeing life as a blank canvas.
Right. Instead of waiting for things to happen, they're making things happen.
That's a great way to put it. They're proactive.
Yeah.
But the video also talks about the flip side, those who feel like life just happens to them.
I know a few people like that, always blaming external factors.
Yeah, that's the life happens to me mentality, which the video links to a poverty mindset.
It's about feeling powerless, right, not realizing you have the ability to make changes.
Totally. But the video makes it clear that it's not about ignoring real challenges. It's about recognizing that even in tough situations, we have choices, we can influence our outcomes.
So how do we shift out of that life happens to me mode? It's easier said than done, you know?
Well, the video dives into this idea of playing to win versus playing not to lose.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about that.
It basically says that wealthy people embrace risk. They see opportunities where others see danger. They're not afraid to step out of their comfort zone.
That makes sense. If you want to achieve something big, you have to be willing to take some risks.
Exactly. But the video doesn't advocate for being reckless, right?
Oh, for sure. It's all about calculated risks, doing your research, understanding the potential downsides.
Right, so it's not just about jumping into anything blindly. It's about being strategic and informed.
Precisely. And that leads perfectly into another key point from the video commitment.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Wanting something is one thing, but actually doing something about it is another.
Absolutely. The video argues that truly wealthy individuals aren't just wishing for wealth. They're deeply committed to achieving it. They take action, they make things happen.
So how do we go from simply desiring wealth to actually pursuing it?
Well, the video gives a really interesting suggestion. It encourages studying the biographies of successful people.
That's a cool idea, like learning from those who've already walked the path.
Exactly. Not just admiring their achievements, but understanding their journeys, the struggles, the dedication, the perseverance.
It's about recognizing that success rarely happens overnight. It usually involves years of hard work and commitment.
Definitely. And that ties into another important point: focus.
Focus, huh? Yeah, it's easy to get distracted these days. So much going on.
Right. But the video highlights how wealthy individuals tend to have this laser-like focus on their goals.
They don't get sidetracked by every shiny object that comes along.
Exactly. They see opportunities, solutions, and they maintain a positive outlook even when facing challenges.
Oh, that positive outlook. I struggle with that sometimes. Life throws curveballs, you know.
It absolutely does, but it's all about choosing how you respond to those challenges. Remember the glass half full versus half empty metaphor?
Oh, yeah, classic. So it's about choosing to focus on the positive, even when things are tough. Easier said than done, but I get it.
Right. And that's where your attitude toward others comes in. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. Spill the tea. What's this attitude shift all about?
The video contrasts two mindsets: those who admire and learn from other successful people versus those who, well, get a little envious.
I see where this is going. The green-eyed monster rears its ugly head.
Sadly, yes. The video argues that those struggling financially often fall into this envy trap.
Focusing on what others have instead of how to create their own success.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a recipe for staying stuck.
exactly. And the video offers a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of dwelling on envy, it encourages studying how those successful people achieved their goals. Like, what can we learn from them?
Instead of, I wish I had that, it's, how did they get there? And what can I learn from their journey? I love that.
Right. Turn that envy into fuel for your own growth. And that leads us to another important point: your social circle. The people you surround yourself with matter.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that before. Like, You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly. The video emphasizes that wealthy individuals are often very intentional about their relationships.
They're not hanging out with people who drag them down or discourage their ambitions.
Right. They surround themselves with positive, ambitious individuals who support their goals and aspirations. They understand the power of a supportive environment.
So it's about choosing to be around people who lift you up, challenge you, and inspire you to reach your full potential.
Precisely. And that raises a really important question for all of us. Who are we spending our time with?
That's a great point to ponder. Are the people in our lives fueling our growth or holding us back? Something to think about.
Definitely something to consider. And another key distinction the video highlights is how people view problems.
Problems. Oh, we all have those. But I bet wealthy people handle them differently, huh?
You bet. The video argues that wealthy individuals see problems as challenges to overcome, as opportunities for growth.
Instead of getting discouraged, they see them as learning experiences. They've built resilience through facing those challenges head on.
Exactly. And the video uses this vivid image of developing a thick skin like a lizard. It's about not letting those challenges derail you, but using them as fuel to learn, adapt, and bounce back stronger.
Okay, I love that analogy. Building that mental toughness to handle whatever life throws your way.
Exactly. And that resilience is so important because there will always be setbacks and challenges on the path to success. And, on that note, the video then shifts gears to talk about openness to learning.
Makes sense. The more you learn, the more you grow, right? But honestly, sometimes it feels like there's just too much information out there. How do you even know where to start?
It can be overwhelming, for sure. The video actually addresses that. It stresses the importance of continuous learning, what it calls aprender toda la vida, or learning throughout life. But it also emphasizes the need to be selective.
So it's not just about consuming everything you come across. It's about being intentional about what you learn.
Right. It's about filtering out the noise and focusing on information that aligns with your goals.
It's about becoming a discerning consumer of information.
Exactly. And that actually ties into another contrast. The video explores abundance versus scarcity.
Oh, the abundance mindset. I've been hearing a lot about that lately.
It's a popular topic these days. And the video argues that wealthy people tend to embrace this abundance mentality. They believe that there's enough success, wealth, and happiness to go around.
But isn't the world a pretty competitive place, especially when it comes to money?
The video challenges that assumption. It suggests that those with a scarcity mindset believe they must constantly compete for limited resources.
They're operating from a place of fear and lack.
Exactly. And that can lead to making decisions that are based on scarcity rather than abundance, like feeling like you have to sacrifice one area of your life to succeed in another.
So how do you break free from that scarcity mindset and cultivate a sense of abundance?
The video offers a powerful suggestion. It encourages rejecting the notion that you can't have everything you want. It's about signing a contract with yourself for a better life.
Wait, a contract with yourself? What does that even mean?
It's a symbolic act, but it's about making a conscious decision to change your belief system.
To believe that there's enough for everyone and to start acting in accordance with that belief.
Precisely. And it involves taking concrete actions that align with an abundance mindset, practicing gratitude, celebrating others' successes, focusing on creating value rather than competing.
So it's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you can contribute.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that the pie can actually expand when we collaborate, support each other, and focus on creating win-win situations.
That's a really empowering idea. Maybe our beliefs about scarcity are just self-imposed limitations?
I think there's a lot of truth to that. And this all ties back to another crucial point. The video makes money management.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. How do wealthy people manage their money differently? What's the secret sauce?
Well, the video contrasts those who spend impulsively with those who are disciplined about investing.
So it's not just about how much you earn, it's about what you do with what you earn.
Absolutely. Wealthy individuals see money as a tool to build long-term wealth and security. They're thinking about the future, making choices that support their long-term financial well-being.
But what about those who are living paycheck to paycheck? How can they even think about investing when they're just trying to make ends meet?
It's definitely more challenging, but the video stresses the importance of starting small. Even if it's just a tiny amount each month, the key is to develop the habit of saving and investing consistently.
So it's about those small, consistent actions that can lead to big results over time.
Precisely. And remember that simple but effective example from the video investing in, say, Apple stock versus spending that same amount on a vacation.
Right. The vacation is fun in the moment, but the stock has the potential to grow in value over time.
Exactly. It's about shifting your focus from short-term gratification to long-term gains. And that brings us to another important point, the difference between working for money and having your money work for you.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that. That's a concept I'm really interested in.
The video argues that wealthy individuals often focus on creating systems that generate passive income.
Like building businesses, investing in real estate, things like that.
Exactly. They're thinking about how to leverage their time and resources to create sustainable wealth.
So it's about creating a system that works for you, even when you're not actively working in it.
Precisely. And the video contrasts this with the mindset of trading time for money.
Ah, the classic 9-to-5 grind. Working for a paycheck, but not building any real wealth.
That's a great way to put it. It's about breaking free from that cycle and creating a system that generates wealth even when you're not actively working.
The video used the example of a musician who gets paid per gig versus one who writes a song that earns royalties for life.
Such a good analogy. One is constantly hustling for the next paycheck, while the other has created a source of passive income that keeps generating wealth.
I love that. It really highlights the power of creating something that continues to work for you even when you're not actively involved.
Right. And, this all ties back to one of the most important points the video makes, dealing with fear.
Fear is a big one.
Yeah.
We all experience it, but it can definitely hold us back from achieving our goals.
Absolutely. But the video argues that wealthy individuals understand that fear is a natural part of life, but they don't let it paralyze them.
They take action despite their fears, knowing that courage is often required for success.
Exactly. And they even see fear as a sign that they're on the right track, pushing their boundaries and stepping outside their comfort zones.
I like that perspective. It's not about being fearless, it's about having the courage to act despite your fears.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that stepping outside your comfort zone is where the magic happens.
Wow, this has been a whirlwind tour of the millionaire mindset. We've covered so much ground already, from mindset shifts to risk-taking to the importance of focus and surrounding yourself with the right people.
And we've only just scratched the surface. This video is packed with so many valuable insights. It's not about magic formulas or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about developing a deep understanding of yourself, your relationship with money, and the principles that underpin wealth creation.
It sounds like a journey of self-discovery as much as it is about financial strategies.
It absolutely is. And that's what makes it so fascinating. It's not just about the destination. It's about the transformation you undergo along the way.
I'm definitely feeling inspired and ready to dive even deeper into this millionaire mindset.
Me too. There's so much more to unpack, and I can't wait to share some more insights and reflections in the next part of our deep dive.
One thing that really struck me from the beginning of that video was when he said, even if you divided all the money in the world equally,
Yeah.
it would end up back in the same hands in 5 years.
Yeah, I remember that part.
This is pretty crazy.
It makes you wonder if wealth is like preordained or something.
Well, not exactly preordained, but it does kind of highlight the idea that wealth is about more than just having money, right?
Right.
It's about a whole mindset and a set of behaviors
Oh, yeah, for sure.
that allow you to accumulate wealth, but also to maintain it and grow it.
So, even if you suddenly won the lottery,
Yeah.
you might not actually be able to hold on to that wealth without the right mindset. Exactly. He even brought up a statistic about lottery winners
Oh, really?
ending up worse off after 5 years.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a reminder that without those skills and habits,
Yeah.
money can be fleeting.
Yeah. That's wild. It's really making me think about how wealth isn't just about luck. It's about having the knowledge and skills to manage it.
Definitely. And, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with
Yeah.
continuous learning and filtering out the noise.
Right.
In today's world, there's just so much information coming at us all the time.
It really is overwhelming.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And, it emphasizes the importance of being really intentional about the information that you consume.
So true.
It's not just about learning new things, but learning the right things.
Yeah, but how do you know what the right things are?
Well,
Everyone's
yes.
different, right?
Of course. The key is to really understand your own personal goals and values,
Right.
your risk tolerance, and then you seek out information and resources that align with your specific needs.
Yes.
And it's not just about reading books or watching videos, it's about taking action.
Right. Putting it all into practice.
Exactly. All this talk about social circles,
Yeah.
it's making me think about my own.
Yeah, me too, actually.
That part about surrounding yourself with positive, ambitious people
Yes.
really resonated with me. I've noticed when I spend time with people who are driven and goal-oriented, I feel more motivated myself.
It's true. Your social environment has a huge impact on your mindset and outcomes.
Hmm.
It's pretty powerful.
It really is. And sometimes, it means making tough decisions
Oh, yeah.
about who you allow into your inner circle.
It can be tricky, especially if you've got, long-standing relationships
Yeah.
with people who might not be on the same page as you.
It's a delicate balance, but you
Yeah.
can still be supportive and loving without necessarily adopting their beliefs or behaviors.
Right. You don't have to cut people out completely,
Yeah,
but you can be mindful of how you spend your time.
for sure. Another thing that really stood out to me was how the video reframed envy.
Oh, yeah. Instead of seeing successful people as competition,
Yeah.
it's like use them as inspiration.
It's a total shift in perspective. Instead of letting envy hold you back,
Right.
you can actually transform it into a source of motivation.
It's like turning a negative emotion into something positive.
Exactly. And, it goes back to that idea of an abundance mindset.
Oh, yeah.
When you believe there's enough success to go around, you're more likely to be happy for other people's achievements.
And to see them as role models instead of rivals.
Exactly. I'm also really fascinated by that whole concept of playing to win versus playing not to lose.
It's a good one.
It's so true.
It's making me realize how much I've held myself back in the past because of fear of failure.
It's such a common thing. I struggle with it too,
Yeah.
But the video is a good reminder that you have to be willing to take some risks.
But how do you know which risks are worth taking?
Yeah, that's the key.
There's a fine line between being strategic and being reckless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not about jumping into anything blindly. It's about doing your homework, weighing the pros and cons.
So it's about being calculated and informed in your approach,
Exactly. And it often means stepping outside of your comfort zone.
which could be scary.
It can be, but that's often where the greatest growth happens.
Okay, I'm curious, what about people who are already stuck in that scarcity mindset?
Yeah,
How do they even begin to shift their thinking to abundance?
that's a great question. And that's where that whole idea of signing a contract with yourself comes in.
Oh, right. I was wondering about that.
It's a way of making that conscious decision to change your beliefs.
So it's like a commitment to adopt that abundance mentality.
Exactly. It's a way to hold yourself accountable.
Right. So it's not just about thinking differently,
Uh-huh.
but actually behaving differently.
Exactly. It's about taking those concrete actions like practicing gratitude,
Okay.
celebrating other people's successes,
Yeah.
focusing on creating value rather than just competing for scraps.
So shifting your focus from lack to opportunity.
Exactly. And recognizing that collaboration and generosity can actually lead to more abundance.
It's interesting to think about it that way.
It is. And it leads us to another important area that the video highlights.
Okay. What's that?
Money management.
Let's get practical. How do wealthy people handle their finances differently?
The video emphasizes being intentional and strategic with your money.
Okay.
It contrasts those impulsive spending habits
Yeah.
with a more disciplined approach to saving and investing.
So it's not just about earning more. It's about what you do with your earnings.
Exactly. It's about making your money work for you.
So having a plan, I guess.
Exactly. And that goes beyond just putting money in a savings account.
Right.
It's about understanding different investment vehicles,
Yeah.
managing risk, creating a financial plan.
So it sounds like financial literacy is a big part of this.
Absolutely. The video encourages viewers to educate themselves about personal finance.
I see.
It's about understanding how money works, learning how to budget effectively so you can make informed decisions.
Right. Taking control.
Exactly. And remember that example from the video.
Yeah.
Investing in Apple stock versus spending that same amount on a vacation.
Right.
It's a great reminder about the importance of delayed gratification.
Yeah. And the power of compound interest.
Exactly. It's about making choices that benefit your future self.
Okay. So maybe that's a good way to put it. It's not just about spending less.
Mm-hmm.
It's about investing in your future.
Yeah, and it all ties back to that abundance mindset.
Okay.
When you believe in abundance, you're not afraid to invest in your future because you trust that you'll create more.
You're not holding on to every dollar.
Exactly. And that leads to another point that the video makes. The difference between working for money
Right.
versus having your money work for you.
Yeah. We touched on this earlier, but I'm ready to dive deeper.
It's such an important concept.
Yeah.
It's about transitioning from that mindset of trading your time for money
Okay.
to creating systems and assets that generate passive income.
So building something that works for you,
Uh-huh.
even when you're not actively working.
Exactly. You know that example with the musician?
Oh yeah, the one who writes the song
Yeah.
that earns royalties.
It's such a good illustration of that concept.
Yeah, because they created something once,
Uh-huh.
and it continues to generate income.
Exactly. It highlights the idea that wealth can be created through creativity,
Oh, for sure.
through innovation, through strategic thinking.
It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter.
Exactly. You know, this whole deep dive is making me question so many of my assumptions.
Me too. It's like a whole new way of looking at money and success.
It really is. It's about unlearning those old limiting beliefs
Yeah.
and replacing them with ones that support abundance.
I think this is why he called it the secrets of the millionaire mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about some magic formula. It's
Yeah.
about understanding these deeper principles
It's about mastering your mindset.
and then taking action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as we've been talking about all this, I've been feeling this surge of motivation.
Me too.
It's like possibilities are opening up.
It's exciting. The video really emphasized that we have more control over our financial destinies than we think.
We really do. It's
Yeah.
not about luck. It's about making empowered choices.
Choices that support your long-term well-being.
Exactly. This has been a lot to take in.
It has. What's been the most impactful takeaway for you?
I'd say the emphasis on the power of mindset.
Yeah.
The video makes it clear that our beliefs about money really influence our financial outcomes.
I totally agree with that.
By shifting to that abundance mentality,
Uh-huh.
embracing continuous learning, taking consistent action,
We can create the life we want.
we really can. You know, it's like our thoughts and beliefs create our reality,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to finances.
I think that's a powerful realization.
It is. And it reminds us that financial freedom is attainable for anyone who's
Mhm.
willing to put in the work.
To do that inner work and commit to the journey.
Exactly. And it all starts with that one realization.
Yo creo mi vida. I create my life.
I love that. Taking responsibility for your financial well-being.
Yeah, and embracing the possibility of abundance.
That's a message that we all need to hear.
Especially in a world that often tells us we can't have it all.
This video is a reminder that we can.
We can create the life we want.
So inspiring. I'm grateful for these insights.
Me too. It's been a fascinating exploration.
Yeah.
And a reminder that we all have the potential to achieve our goals.
That's a great message for our listeners.
It is. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
And it all begins with one step
With a shift in mindset, a commitment to learning.
and the willingness to take action.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next leg of this journey.
Me too. What else is in this video?
Well, let's find out.
It's interesting how this millionaire mindset thing is about way more than just money.
Yeah, it's like a whole philosophy.
Totally.
Mhm.
It's about that idea of creating your own life,
Right.
taking control, shaping your destiny. It's powerful stuff.
It is. The video really emphasizes that wealth isn't something you're just born into.
Right.
It's a skill set, something you can learn.
Yeah, anyone could achieve it.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and strategies.
And having the right support system.
Exactly, to create the life you want.
I think that's a really powerful message.
It is. It's about recognizing your potential.
And taking those steps to make it happen.
You know, one thing that really resonated with me was how the video talks about finding opportunity in challenges.
Oh, yeah, I remember that part. It's like the Chinese word for crisis is the same as opportunity.
Exactly. It's a
Oh.
powerful reframing.
It really is. It's a reminder that even when things are tough,
Mhm.
there's potential for growth.
There is. It's
Yeah.
about looking for the possibilities instead of dwelling on the problem.
And developing that resilience to handle setbacks.
Exactly. Remember that lizard skin analogy?
Oh, yeah, we got to build up that thick skin.
We do. It's about using those challenges as fuel for growth.
So true. And speaking of growth, the video talked a lot about the importance of our social circles.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Surrounding yourself with positive, ambitious people.
It makes a huge difference.
It really does. Our environment can either lift us up or hold us back.
For sure. So it's important to be intentional about the people we spend time with.
To create a supportive network that encourages us to strive for excellence.
Right. It's about being around people who inspire us, challenge us, believe in our dreams.
And it's not about using people or being transactional
No, it's about genuine connection.
and supporting each other's growth.
Exactly. It's about building a community of growth.
A network of people who are all striving to be their best selves.
And of course, we can't forget about continuous learning.
Right, always be learning.
The video made it clear that successful people are always seeking to expand their knowledge.
To stay curious, open-minded.
Yeah. And to embrace new ideas.
So it's about adopting that growth mindset.
Exactly. The belief that we can always learn and improve.
And it's not just about absorbing information passively.
No, it's about putting what we learn into action.
Right. Experimenting, trying new things.
It's about taking those insights and making them work for us.
This deep dive has really made me think differently about money and success.
Me too.
It's not just about a high income. It's about aligning my beliefs and actions.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah, and recognizing that it's an inner game as much as it is an outer game.
Exactly. It's been an incredible exploration.
It really has.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with this thought.
Okay.
The video focused on financial success,
Mm-hmm.
but these principles could be applied to any area of life.
I think so too.
Your relationships, your health, your creativity.
It's about growth and fulfillment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the real secret of the millionaire mindset.
What do you mean?
It's not just about money. It's about living a rich and meaningful life.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And maybe that's the most valuable takeaway of all.
I think you're right.